And welcome everybody. Thank you so much for joining us on this next event of our great LOCO Festival. Right now we have the American Civic Association presenting the Welcoming Center for Immigrants and Refugees in the Southern Tier. I am Marisol Marcin. I am a professor in global studies, and I am going to let our guests introduce themselves. Thank you so much.
Hello, my name is Mayra Garcia. I am the Executive Director and CEO of the American Civic Association. The American Civic Association have been here in the Southern Tier since 1939, assisting immigrants and refugees in our community to settle in this area. We had a lot of programs that we have in place here in our organization. We are a 501c3, it's a nonprofit organization. We have members of the board or volunteer boards of directors that help us guide and to make sure that we fulfill the mission of the organization. With that, I'm going to pass it over to Francesca Vivo, who will speak to you more about the American Civic Associations and the wonderful programs we have. Before I pass it over to Francesca, I want to say that we always work very closely with students that want to do internship here, volunteers in our community that may want to volunteer for the organization. And this is in the effort of making Broome County and the Southern Tier a very welcoming place for all of our immigrants and refugees. And with that, I'm going to pass it over to Francesca Vivo. Francesca is our grant manager, and she will speak to you more about the Civic Center. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this presentation.
Thank you so much, Myra. Yes, my name is Francesca Bove. I am the grants manager here at the American Civic Association. We are very excited to tell you some more about all the programs and services that we offer and ways you can get involved. Lamise, I'll pass it over to you next.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is Lamise Mahenna. I'm the Marketing and Events Coordinator at the American Civic Association. And so if anyone has any questions throughout this presentation, we'll be going back and forth presenting different parts. But feel free to, I think everyone can use the chat box to write questions. So feel free to drop questions in that Q&A chat box there. But we'll also stop at the end for more questions as well. And I'll let me make sure this is working. Okay, so we just did our introductions. I'll pass it back to Francesca.
Great, thank you so much. And like Lamise said, I'll be keeping an eye on the chat and the Q&A box, and please feel free to ask us questions throughout so that you don't forget them. Because we're here in a virtual setting, we thought it might be nice to start with some pictures of our organization, just so you can get a better sense of where we are and the welcoming feeling that we like to convey to the entire community, that the American Civic Association is a welcoming, multicultural center where everybody is welcome and equal. So we have some pictures of some beautiful mosaics that were done in our building by a group right on Binghamton University's campus, the PWC scholars, who so generously helped us create those beautiful mosaics. That is our mission statement posted right on the front of our building. And there's a shot of the front of our building, a picture of it. And Lamise, if you want to keep going, I have a few more pictures. There is our Statue of Liberty as a civic center and a reminder to vote. We have a large world map right when you walk in because we represent people from all over the world. And then you can go again. And some of the art done in our building, and this mural was painted by a refugee woman, and then some of our beautiful stained glass when you walk in. So hopefully that helps you get a little bit of a better sense and feel of what it's like when you come to the American Civic Association. And you can go ahead. And here's just a quick agenda. Yep. And then I'll start by explaining our, you can go back one to the, Department of Justice. Got it. So the ACA is run by a Department of Justice accreditation. So our organization was founded all the way back in 1939. We're almost at our 80-year anniversary. And the first year that the Department of Justice accreditation was created was in 1958, and we got that accreditation right then in 1958. So what this means is that we have 4 members of our staff who are Department of Justice accredited representatives. So these representatives are able to represent our clients individually and submit paperwork for them to United States Immigration and Citizenship Services. So we can complete this paperwork, we can help our clients study for the citizenship exam, we can act as a liaison between the Department of Homeland Security and between our clients, we can accompany our clients to their citizenship interviews, and we are able to do all of this without being attorneys ourselves. So this allows us to offer affordable legal services to our immigrant and refugee clients. And I also just have a quote on here from the Department of Justice about what their representatives do, and that is to increase the availability of competent immigration legal representation for low-income and indigent persons, thereby promoting the effective and efficient administration of justice. So that allows us to have the most affordable and best services that we can offer to our immigrant and refugee clients. And then I also just have a note on here that we also staff 5 notaries and that we can do notarization services as well. All right, you can do the next slide. So we complete immigration forms right here in our building. We can do more than 28 different forms, no matter what they are. Some of the most common types that we do include applications for citizenship or certificates for citizenship, and that's completely free to clients. We do green cards, we do petitions for relatives, we do work authorization, we do various visas, kind of you name it, we can submit the application. And then, yes, and then you can go ahead to the next slide. So the American Civic Association is an Office for New Americans Opportunity Center. There are only 13 of these opportunity centers in the state of New York, and we are the only one in Broome County and the Southern Tier. So we serve a wide region of counties through this opportunity center. So because of this status, which is from a New York State Office for New Americans, we complete applications for naturalization, applications for a certificate of citizenship, and DACA applications, which is deferred action childhood arrival applications, completely free of charge. We also host community and legal workshops hosted by leaders in the community or by attorneys. Every Thursday on Zoom, we do citizenship preparation classes, and once a month we do legal consultation days. And I'll talk a little bit more about these in the upcoming slides. And you can switch it, okay. Yep, so our legal consultation days are once a month, and again, they're completely free to clients. They can come in and they can sit down with an immigration attorney. They can explain their specific situation and get a consultation with the best advice and the best way to move forward with whatever application it is that they're working on and whatever status it is that they're trying to achieve. And we do this in, you can go back, in collaboration with Journey's End Refugee Services, which is an organization that's actually housed in Buffalo, but has a satellite location in Binghamton, and they're right in our building with us, which is really beneficial because they staff attorneys, and then we have our Department of Justice accredited representatives, and we all work together towards a similar mission of helping people achieve the status that they're working towards. And now you can switch it. So we do virtual workshops, virtual right now because of the pandemic, but of course we can do them in person hopefully soon. So community workshops, we pick the topics for these workshops based on the needs that we see in the immigrant and refugee communities that we serve. So right now we're really focused on COVID-19 vaccine workshops and explaining things to the community. At the time of the census, we did a workshop on the importance of the census. We did a Know Your Rights series about knowing your rights in various situations, including at a protest in terms of healthcare, knowing your rights in case someone from ICE knocks on your door, what you can say. So we listen to the needs that our clients tell us they're seeing in the community, and then we plan a workshop to address them. For many people that we serve, we are actually the only organization that they trust in the area. They know that they can come to us and they'll be completely safe with whatever information they want to share. So when there's important news to share with our clients, we like to be the one to deliver it because they know that they can trust us. And all of our workshop recordings are also streamed live on Facebook. And then they're posted, the recordings are posted on our website so they can be viewed if you weren't able to attend live and rewatch later. Okay, all right. We do referral to on-site English as a second language classes. Again, these happen right in our building. So the classrooms are here and the teachers are here, and we do this with a partnership through Binghamton City School District. These classes are, again, free for our clients. They operate year-round, so they do morning and evening to accommodate people's schedules, so 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. every day of the week, and Tuesdays and Wednesdays from 5 to 8 p.m. And they accommodate every English ability level, from the most from, you know, the start, if you don't know any English at all, to maybe you just need to advance your skills a little bit more and be more confident in your conversation. They can accommodate everybody. So those English as a second language classes, again, are right here in our building. Lamise, I'll pass it to you to talk more about the Bridge program.
Okay, thank you. So one of our big programs as well that we're a part of, and it's a program that was developed by a lot of community partners in the area. So us and UHS, SUNY Broome, and the Greater Binghamton Chamber of Commerce with support from Care Compass Network. We have worked together for a little over the past year to put together this program, which is a career mentorship program for immigrants and refugees in Broome County. So the program, what it does is we take applicants who are our mentees. These would be new immigrants or refugees in the area, or even not necessarily new, but people who are looking to get into a certain area of work. So there's a certain field of work that they want to get to, whether that's something they already have a lot of experience in, it was something they already did in their home country, or something they already have the, you know, whatever it may be, the degree or certificate or whatever is needed to get into that specific field, but they're just missing that extra, you know, that extra help, the extra support to actually get into the field here now that they're in Broome County. Or maybe this is somebody that doesn't have that background, doesn't have the experience or the education qualifications that are needed for that position, but they do have a goal, they do have a mission of what type of career they want to end up in. And so, you know, as long as they have that that passion for one thing, we try to support them get into that field. Now, how we do that is once we have those mentees, once they have applied, we go out into the community and look for mentors that would support them. So mentors that are in that field, they already are working in that field or have a lot of experience in it and can support the mentees as they try to bridge that gap to get into that workforce. So like I said, this is in partnership with all of these different partners. We focus on education, integration, and preparation. So again, it might be different things. That there might be some educational qualifications that are missing. We try to fill those gaps. Or whether it's just integration into the community, building networks, meeting with people, you know, getting used to the workplace environment in the area. And then preparation, maybe that's resume or interviews or any small details that they might need support in that aspect, we focus on that as well. So for this past year, we've had about 10 pairs of mentees and mentors, and they're all in various fields. Some are in healthcare, some are in accounting, some are in you know, microbiology. So a lot of different fields. And it's also open to various things. So it could be something that needs more vocational training. It doesn't necessarily have to be you know, any type of position or another. So we, as the program, you know, we check in with these mentees and mentors every month, every other week, really, but we have more formal check-ins every month. And we hold workshops for them every month as well. So this is something that is meant to support the mentees and mentors and give them that extra help when it comes to training in particular areas that are needed for that for the workplace. And so that being said, that was our last year, the 10 pairs. And now we're gearing up for the second year of this program. And so we're building on top of that. And so we are accepting applications right now for mentees and mentors. And for mentors, of course, we're always taking in, anyone who's interested in being a mentor, they can always sign up to show that they're interested. But it may be that we don't have a specific mentee that fits with their field at the moment. So what we'll do is we'll keep the mentors' names and application on file so that perhaps we can reach out to them in the future if there is a mentee that could use their support, or if they can work with us as the program in another way. So we are accepting right now, and you can learn more about the program and see that application as well as an interest form on our website, americancivic.com/bridge. And like I said, even though we're accepting right now for this next cycle, and we're going to be hopefully accepting all the way through May, and then deciding on our mentees and mentors during June. But that website will always be open. So at any point, if someone, if you or anyone you know is somebody that would be good for this program, either as a mentee or a mentor, they can go on there, they can fill out the interest form. And like I said, we'll always keep that on file in case there is an opportunity in the future. And this next year as well, we're hoping to expand over those 10 pairs of mentees and mentors. So we will start with another group of 10. And then later on in the fall, hopefully add in another cohort. So there will be 2 cohorts going on during the year. And so if you have any questions again about that, I would definitely recommend visiting that website, americancivic.com/bridge.
All right. So the American Civic Association is an active member of the Southern Tier Human Trafficking Task Force. So we have been involved in this task force since it was started. And other things that we can do in regards to reducing the risk of human trafficking is we can fill out 2 applications on behalf of clients who might have been victims of human trafficking. The first is the U visa, which is available to victims of crime who can assist law enforcement in an investigation for the prosecution of that crime, and T visas are available to victims of human trafficking, and they can be a pathway to citizenship. A lot of victims of human trafficking do tend to be immigrants and refugees, so our involvement in this task force is very important to make sure that we're advocating for that specific group and that specific population that we represent. We were recognized on February 24th by the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Northern District for our work in anti-human trafficking. Anti-human trafficking month was in January, and we hosted a series of workshops informing our community members on risks and ways that they can help prevent human trafficking as well. Okay, and then another task force is the Health Equity Task Force. So Myra Garcia, our executive director, who's here with us, sits as a co-chair and an ambassador of the Health Equity Task Force. So this task force is working very diligently to ensure an equitable distribution of the COVID-19 vaccine. So since the vaccine has been produced, we have been working to ensure that immigrants, refugees, people of color, and farm workers are being reached and having the opportunity to receive the vaccine. We are also working hard to dispel any misconceptions and myths that are surrounding the vaccine and its safety. Primarily because of the work we do, we are ensuring our clients that their immigration status does not play a role in their eligibility to receive the vaccine. They should not be asked for their immigration status at any point in the process, and that they should be aware that they do have this opportunity to get vaccinated. So things that we've been doing include primarily education and outreach materials. So we have hosted various workshops with different doctors and other medical professionals to do Q&A sessions to take questions about people's concerns related to the vaccine. Again, all of our recordings are posted after the fact if you'd like to watch any. We did one specific workshop on women's health in COVID-19 because we were hearing from our clients particular rumors about women's health specifically. We did immigration and COVID-19 and how they relate to each other. We had that, and we're going to be doing a similar presentation for you tomorrow on the same topic. We did healthcare and COVID-19, 2 different parts of things have changed during the pandemic because we've been working towards this from the start. We have an email address, covidinfo@americancivic.com, where people can reach out to us and ask us questions about the vaccine or about their eligibility. At the start of the pandemic, a lot of people would only ask us about their eligibility because, again, like I mentioned earlier, for a lot of people in our community, we're the only organization that they feel comfortable coming to with any questions and concerns. And we are also very, very proud to share that we had our own COVID-19 vaccine pop-up clinic right here at our building. We administered both doses of the Pfizer vaccine to 259 people. We had a 100% success rate. Everybody who got the first dose came back and got their second dose, and we were so excited. We made all of those appointments ourselves over the phone. A barrier that we've noticed in receiving the vaccine is that some of our clients are uncomfortable using computers. If you've made a vaccine appointment through a private pharmacy, a lot of times you even have to make an account first and then go through your account, and it's just not very accessible, especially for our clients who don't speak English as their first language. So our staff and the members of our staff all are multilingual. We have people who speak multiple different languages, so we are able to accommodate people and call them on the phone, make their appointments for them, and tell them, come to the American Civic Association at this time and you'll be able to get your vaccine. So we eliminated a lot of barriers that way. And we are continuing to provide information. If you go to our website, we have a tab specifically for COVID-19 resources. Those are posted in multiple languages. We create a lot of them ourselves, or we reshare information from the CDC or the New York State Health Department. And we have everything there ready to go. And again, we answer the questions that come into our email if anybody has any concerns. And we're hopeful that maybe we can have another vaccine clinic in the future and continue to reach our target population. Myra, did you want to add anything? Did I get it all?
I think you got it all. Yes. One of the things is, as being part of the Health Equity Task Force, our main goal is that no one is left behind. So a lot of the barrier that we were facing, with, especially with the immigrant population, is when you don't, they didn't speak English, or they didn't have computer or internet, or they cannot. They were having problems filling out all the forms online, which it was very difficult for them. So, and it's not just immigrants and refugees, even elderly and people in general in our community was going through the same thing. So one thing that we decided to do was to, if you need to make an appointment for COVID-19 vaccine, what we can do is we can assist them in getting those appointments, and at the same token, putting them on a waiting list, so that way, if there was another pop-up location or any other organization, Department of Health or UHS clinic, or we was able to make those appointments for them directly from the Civic Center. So it having a very, very great experience for us. We have learned so much through this whole process. And one of the things that me as an education and outreach trying to do is to make sure that if there's any question, if there's any need out there, that people can bring it to my attention, so that way I can bring it over to the task force, and then we'll come up with the strategies. One thing that we have faced, not too long ago, we have an elderly person that came in here applying for citizenship, and myself and my staff, one of the things that we had taken a custom is when our clients come through the door is to ask them, have you gotten the vaccine? And if they say no, we ask why. And it's very simple, because one of our clients who came for citizenship didn't book the vaccine because he was having problem with the language. He didn't have a phone and he did not have internet. So we was able to book him. And the last thing the other problem that he was having was the transportation. So we was able also to make sure that a taxi went to pick him up at home and brought him back home. So those are the barriers that the task force is trying to overcome when it comes to making sure that everybody that want to get the vaccine. But also the other part is, there's a lot of misconceptions out there about the vaccine. And I understand that. I got my vaccine, and 95 or 98% of my staff, they all have gotten the vaccine. And I understand people's concerns. So what we do is, with the outreach in education, is that we come up with workshops. And I always encourage doctors and nurses and people in the health field to give back, to be part of the community effort, to volunteer, to do some of these, if they are very familiar with the COVID-19 vaccine and Q&A, that they can help us out. So we have a couple of doctors doing that. So that way, if they don't take the vaccine, at least they will say, well, I made a choice based on what I heard or what I learned about the vaccine through this educational program. So those are the things that American Civic is involved with. And if anybody have any question, please feel free to ask.
And then, and then something else I just wanted to add as well is that we are even currently maintaining a wait list of our clients and other individuals who are interested in receiving the vaccine. And as soon as appointments are available, we call up those clients and we schedule them for them. And we will continue doing this until everybody who wants to get vaccinated is vaccinated. And this kind of leads us to our next section about some precautions that we've taken here at the American Civic Association because of COVID-19. So we do have posters and graphics posted around at the entrance of our building in multiple languages, reminding people to please wear a mask, to reschedule their appointments if they're feeling any symptoms. And we are currently doing appointments only. We used to accept walk-in clients, but now we make an appointment so that we don't have more than 2 going at a time to keep everybody safe and keep everyone socially distant. We also never have more than 2 people sharing an office at any time. We have touchless thermometers, masks, gloves, everything that we need throughout the building, and we sanitize after every appointment. And again, on our website, we have a page entirely dedicated to COVID-19 resources, best practices, and information.
Yes, and another thing that I wanted to say is it doesn't really, it is important for the community to work together. And through this whole COVID-19, last year was the worst year of the United States. And, we lost so much. We lost so many lives, so many loved ones, so many friends. And last year, during this time, I don't know if people remember, we were counting out to how many people was dying or how many people died today. And it was, between the county informing everybody as to how many people have passed away, how many people have been with the COVID. This year is a lot better than last year. We never thought we'd see 2021. So things are going back into normal. One of the things that I encourage people, and I always say this, you know what? If you can't get the vaccine, just get it. It doesn't matter, where you go or who, just go out there and get the vaccine. You'll be able to save so many lives. We're doing, everything you do it for the sake of your family members and your loved ones. And it is important. Our goal is to make sure that the people that can get the vaccine, get the vaccine. And I just wanted to share that.
All right, I did show some more recent photos of our building, but some other things we wanted to make a note of is that we are continuing to have interns and volunteers at our building. So if anyone who's here at this presentation has an interest in an internship or volunteering with us, please reach out to us. It was on the first page, but you can reach us at contact@americancivic.com. Some other things we've taken advantage of during the time that our building has kind of been closed because of the pandemic were to make a lot of different improvements. So some of those improvements have been that we were able to get our bathrooms converted to be handicap accessible. We've had the mosaics installed on the outside of our building. We have a new computer lab. So if any of our clients do not have access themselves to a laptop or computer, they can come here and they can use a desktop here or a laptop here and do whatever it is they need to do. That's also a space that we use if our interns need somewhere to work so that we can all stay socially distant, but we're really glad to have that access to computers. We have a new storage room that was also thanks to the PwC scholars at Binghamton University. And then we have a new LED sign on the outside of our building. Before, our older sign, we could only put one message up at a time. So we really had to pick which one we were gonna display. But now we can share all of our programs and services, and we can post in multiple languages, which is always really important for us. So if you're driving down Front Street, you kind of can't miss it. So you'll see it on Front Street, our LED sign with all of our information that we share. Okay, Luis, I'll pass it back to you.
Okay, so again, we've talked about this a little bit throughout the presentation, but there are always ways to get involved with us. We are looking for volunteers and interns for different reasons all the time. Sometimes there are just like small opportunities, like an event or a translation or something that we just need a volunteer for a limited amount of time. And sometimes we have volunteers or interns that stay for a semester or longer. And to support us and support our work. And this has been really beneficial for all of us. Obviously, it supports us in the office but also supports any students, or even if they're not students, anyone who would like to give back to their community. And so again, we've talked about this a little bit, but volunteers work on various things. Sometimes volunteers are able to give like one-on-one citizenship prep classes to some of our clients. And a big thing that can support us all the time, no matter what, is for anyone to kind of share our stuff on social media. Follow us on Instagram and our Facebook, and I'm going to share those sites in a second. But that is a really big help when it comes to supporting our work and supporting the community, because a lot of times it's just getting that information out there. Like we've talked about, we offer a lot of different workshops in a lot of different areas. We have several programs, but those things don't help, or they don't support everybody if there isn't like a closed circle of communication. So something that would really support us is, just keeping up with us on social media, on our website, and sharing that out as well. And then so our website is americancivic.com. But let me get this for you. So americancivic.com, that's really where you'll find everything we've talked about here, from our immigration services to our COVID tab to the Bridge program, and any upcoming events or flyers, you'll find that there. You also have a calendar on there for any upcoming events, so that's something to keep track of. You can sign up for our newsletter on there, so you'll get regular emails about any upcoming events, or if there's any special occasion or events that are coming up, you'll get an email about that. And that can help you keep informed about our programs as well. And then you can find us on Facebook, American Civic Association, Instagram, similarly, at American Civic, Twitter is at ACA Binghamton, and we're on LinkedIn as well as American Civic Association. So those are great ways to keep in touch with us and connect with us, and just to know again about any events or things that are going on. And hopefully when we are able to resume in-person events again, you'll be able to see some of those things on there again, in-person workshops or First Friday events, those things you'll see on there as well. I think, did we have one more slide? Yeah, so I'll keep this up actually, just in case anyone's still wanting to write down or keep track of any of those, but we can now stop if anyone else has questions. And like I said, you can always reach out to us through any of these avenues if you have a question as well.
I have a couple of questions that have been sent to me. So the first one is, do you serve people in the whole state or only in the Binghamton area?
Well, I can answer that. We serve people, when it comes to New York State, we serve people from all over New York State. Although our focus is the Southern T and Broome County, but if people come to us and say, hey, I live in New York City, I have this green card that I need to renew, can I do it here? Yes, you can. We never turn anyone away. And if we can assist you, that we will find a referral agency that can help you in your location.
Okay, great, thank you. Another question that I received, is there anybody talking? Okay, another question that I received is, do you have workshops in other languages, or do you only do workshops in English?
So we have had a couple where we've been able to have like a Spanish translator on as well. So the workshop was live English and Spanish. We don't do that every single time, but that is something that, we'd love to get to more in the future, as long as we have, capacity for translators and stuff to stay on. So that is something we try to do. We always, like we said, we upload our recordings online. So if anyone needs to go over information that if it was presented too fast or anything like that, it will be there as well. And we always try to at least translate any pertinent information when it comes to our services or even some of our flyers and upcoming events and things like that. So it's something we'd like to do, is to have more translated workshops, but we do it when we can.
Okay, wonderful. And one more question that I got was, how long in advance does one have to make an appointment to attend legal services?
It really depends just on our schedule that week. It's usually not too long. You usually won't have to wait too long for an appointment. And we are still offering in-person and virtual appointments right now. But you know, within a week or two, a person can usually get their appointment.
Yeah, we usually schedule the person that week, and sometimes people are working with an individual or a specific caseworker that they want to continue working with the caseworker they've been with. So then it just depends on that staff member schedule as well. But we don't have a wait list or anything like that.
Okay, thank you so much. Does anybody in the audience have any questions? Now, I am going to share a link with everybody, and it is a form. In this form, we want to collect the place of origin of all the people who are attending the festival. If you put your email on it, and it's optional, if you put your email, then you are going to participate in the raffle of little mementos that we have from Binghamton University, water bottles or face masks, as well as t-shirts and tote bags from the LOCO Festival. So please follow that link and enter your information to participate on that. Anything else to add from our presenters?
No, thank you so much. And we'll be around as well for the rest of the LOCO Festival. So we hope to see everyone again.